On this all-new episode of Primetime Panthers, we turn our focus to Team Sweden and Gustav Forsling.
Reinhardt walks in, setting it up for the game winner! Go home, baby! Get on the Gus bus!
Katie Engelson sits down with the Panthers defenseman to talk about what it will mean to represent the Three Crowns.
You know, it's going to be so fun playing against all the best players. And, you know, for me, I've never really represented my country in the national team, so I'm excited about it.
Plus, a special visit between a Medal of Honor recipient and Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew, good to see you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is unreal. This is incredible.
All of that and more this week on Primetime Panthers. Primetime Panthers is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
This is a great stage for the best on best in what we all believe is the best sport.
The NHLPA and the NHL will host the Four Nations face-off.
Four Nations is a dream come true. Just can't wait to have a chance to be a part of that.
I think this crowd is ready for hockey. Zone right now. What a play! Unbelievable! What a finish! What a save by Finnington!
What an unbelievable save!
To the net, and Barkov scores! Aho scores! Mikkola fires and scores!
Oh, what a save! UC Soros!
He scores! Leave it to the superstar defenseman. Oh, what a stop!
At any level to represent your country, it's a big honor. Four Nations competing against the best players. It'll be great for the players, the sport, and the fans.
Welcome into this all-new episode of Primetime Panthers. I'm your host, Katie Engelson. We are officially 1 week closer to the Four Nations Face-Off Tournament in February. We highlighted Team Canada as well as Team USA, and now it's time to turn our attention overseas as we highlight Team Sweden. And I had the opportunity to sit down recently with Panthers defenseman Gustav Forsling. How would you summarize the honor of being selected for the Four Nations Face-Off Tournament?
I mean, it's a big honor, you know, to represent your country. You know, it's going to be so fun playing against all the best players. And, you know, for me, I've never really represented my country in the national team, so I'm excited about it.
Now it's Forsling, shooting score! Gustav Forsling snaps it home!
How do you think Team Sweden stacks up to the rest of the competition?
I think good. I think we got a lot of skill. I think we got some really good players and a lot of veterans too that's been through the most things. So I think we got a good mix.
You mentioned the talent. Is there one player in particular that you're most looking forward to playing with?
I mean, a player like Hedman I've been watching a lot, and Eric Carlson. You know, just to see them up close and just get to know them a little bit, it's going to be pretty cool.
When you got the news that you were selected for this tournament several months ago, how did that unfold? How did you find out?
It was actually during the celebration, the cup celebration. So I was kind of so happy anyway. So I kind of almost forgot about it. Not forgot about it, but it was just so much at that point. But it was awesome.
You've obviously accomplished so much over the course of your career. Where does this selection stack or rank in terms of all that you've been able to accomplish?
Oh, very high. I mean, it's all the best players in the world competing, so it's right up there.
How do you think the preparation, or what do you think that will look like when the tournament comes, especially given such a short off season, back-to-back short off seasons now for the Panthers?
I mean, I think everyone's going to have the same time, so we'll get maybe 1 or 2 practices before we play. And I think we're going to get the group together. And, I know a couple there, so I think we know how to play. It's going to be fun to talk with the coach and see all the details.
The Florida Panthers have the most players of any team in the NHL that will be playing in the tournament. What does that say about what's been established and the culture that's been built here in South Florida?
Yeah, a lot of positives. I think just overall, I think we've been doing a great job. Come playoffs, I think that's a big part of it. That's where we have been having success, and regular season, I think we're grinding out there, and everyone contributing, and the success of the team helps with that.
I spoke with Matthew Tkachuk earlier, and he said there's been some chirping going on. He said you are the player that he's chirped the most. Can you tell us a little about that?
No, it's funny. Chuck is a funny guy, but it's gonna be fun to play against him. It's always good to have him on your team. It's gonna be fun to play against him again.
Gustav Forsling, Bennett and Reinhart with him. Reinhart walks in, setting it up for the game winner. Go home, baby! Get on the Gus bus!
Time for our first break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, we take a look back at Gustav Forsling's day with the Stanley Cup from this past summer.
Look at that.
Whoa. See how it's shining?
We're out looking for some fish. Trying to catch a little bit and hopefully find something.
Keep it locked. Primetime Panthers on Script Sports. We'll be right back.
Here's Forsling up at the line with a shot. Score! It got through! Gustav Forsling! Thompson looking to get a step. He's in. Thompson. And he's bumped off at the last second. Great play by Gustav Forsling to deny the chance. Forsling's wrister. Skinner the save, and then it's tipped in! Good hit by Forsling on Jarvis. Here come the Penguins with some numbers. Carlson moves in, stolen away. And then Knight pokes it free. Forsling with a chance. Score! Blasted home! The penalty called, and Forsling drops the gloves. Now it's Forsling shooting, score! Gustav Forsling snaps it home. Gustav Forsling, Bennett and Reinhart with him. Reinhart walks in, setting it up for the game winner. Go home, baby! Get on the Gus bus. Forsling wins it.
Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. Defenseman Gustav Forsling will have the opportunity to add to his already impressive resume, one that includes a Stanley Cup championship if Sweden wins the Four Nations Face-Off tournament. Let's now go back to the summer and relive Forsling's day with the Stanley Cup.
All right, who's coming? I'm Gustav Forsling, and this is my Stanley Cup story. I started off going out in the boat, fishing a little bit with it. How was the travel?
How are you guys?
Good. Wow, it's a big
How are you,
box.
buddy?
He's great. He's excited, very excited.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Whoa. See how it's shining?
We're out looking for some fish. Trying to catch a little bit and hopefully find something. Wow, we were lucky.
How special was it to share it with the little Bo?
Yeah, no, it's very special. That's something you're gonna look back at, and he's gonna look back at it for sure. And we're just grateful for having him. Not bad. It's a pretty good day.
Head first?
Head first. Head first.
Yeah.
You do it. It's probably you've done this a couple times, I bet. See you guys. And then up to the brunch with my closest family and my wife's closest family. I think that's one of the big highlights. My mom made basically everything, and she's an amazing cook, and that's how we grew up. She was cooking food for us and driving us to the rink. So it's amazing. It's good to have her cook all the food today.
Så det ska vara väldigt roligt idag och ikväll. Skål!
We had a helicopter come and pick us up, so that was pretty cool.
Whose idea was the helicopter?
So they actually reached out to us. It's actually the Swedish defense that they reached out to us and asked if we wanted to ride, which was we said yes right away. And then we had a event with my old team that they set up, and around actually 5,000 people actually showed up. So it turned out really good. To see all the kids here, you can see how cool and how happy they are when they see the cup and take a couple pictures. So it's been unreal. And then we just had a dinner with all my friends' family, their families. We were around 75 people around that for dinner, and that was it.
The experience every one of these players has dreamed about since he was a young boy.
How would you describe the feeling of hoisting the cup for the very first time?
Very, very surreal.
4 years ago, Gustav Forsling didn't play a single game in the NHL. He spent the entire year in the AHL. What a transformation of his career to become one of the best defensemen in the NHL.
I don't know, it's hard to describe feelings that you feel, but it was just joy.
What was the reaction that you had when you saw your name on the cup for the first time?
Very cool. Yeah, I remember it. My whole family, we just start laughing and shaking our heads and like, this is nuts, this is crazy, and it's very, very surreal. The whole day was like a dream.
Time for a short break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, we highlight a very special visit between Staff Sergeant Earl Plumlee and Matthew Tkachuk.
It's been great. The Panthers have great fans, patriotic fans, and it's a high-energy game, so it's been a good time to be here.
Primetime Panthers is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. Don't go anywhere. Primetime Panthers will be right back. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. If you've ever been to a game at Amerant Bank Arena, you likely remember the very special moment that takes place every home game, where a hero among us is honored in front of the crowd. On January 11th, when the Cats were taking on the Boston Bruins, retired Staff Sergeant Earl Plumlee was honored as City Furniture's Hero Among Us. He also had a chance to meet Matthew Tkachuk inside the Panthers locker room.
The Medal of Honor was established by Abraham Lincoln in 1861, and it's kind of hard to believe that although 40 million people have served in the armed forces since then, and 3,500 have received the Medal of Honor, that nothing like this exists. So it's an effort that got started about 20 years ago, but really came to life in 2018. And we selected Arlington, Texas, which is just between Dallas and Fort Worth, as the site for the National Museum. We're also building a national monument on the Mall in Washington, D.C. as part of this project. And we stood up the National Medal of Honor Institute, which is our education arm. All that programming started in 2022.
Medal of Honor recipient, Master Sergeant Earl D. Plumlee, United States Army, retired. Thank you for your service and dedication to our country.
I was awarded the Medal of Honor. Many service members on the battlefield will have earned awards as high as the Medal of Honor. I just am that example. And I just want the American people to know what their military is doing for them and to be proud of us.
The Medal of Honor recipients, some of them who are alive today, and there's only 61 of them, received their award 50 years ago, and so they've been living with it for a long time. Earl received his from President Biden, one of the very newer recipients of the award. And so it's really neat to be out with people like him who are experiencing this spotlight for the very first time and learning how to be a public figure. And he's just done it incredibly.
For organizations and the American people to honor service members and veterans, I think is important. And it sets an example for the youth. The country's worth protecting and serving, and we're going to ask them to protect it eventually. So if we can't honor those who went before us, that's kind of the end of the country.
As he's said himself, you know, to be there, it's humbling. It's a little awkward to be in the spotlight like that, especially when you know, as each Medal of Honor recipient will tell you, that they really wear the medal for everyone they served alongside who didn't get that same recognition. But it's still great to see the public start to get more awareness about the Medal of Honor and appreciate them for all they did for this country, and also the 40 million who served alongside them.
I've always been the guy kind of that would stand against the wall while others accepted accolades. So to me, it's a little uncomfortable, but I always temper that with how proud everyone I serve with is that I get that attention.
You've got an arena with 20,000 people in it, and they actually get silent to listen to the story and to pay respect to Earl and all of the service members in the arena.
Please welcome Medal of Honor recipient, Master Sergeant Earl D. Plumlee, United States Army, retired. Thank you for your service and dedication to our country.
I think it shows the deep patriotism of the people in the arena and the respect they have for the men and women in uniform.
It's special. You know, I kind of got lost in my career and focused on just the men to my left and my right, and to come back and see the American people, to really touch that patriotism, literally to have somebody come up and shake your hand and thank you for your service is special. It always feels good.
Well, they're going to see the full life story of these Medal of Honor recipients. So not just what they did on the battlefield that they earned the Medal of Honor for, but who they were as young people, for those who were fortunate enough to live and survive their Medal of Honor action, what they did afterwards and how they continued to give back and serve the country. Because we want people to visit the museum and realize you may never put the uniform on, you may never be on a battlefield where you're faced with life and death decisions, but there are moments that we can all exercise courage in our own lives and tap into that same set of values that makes these men and one woman heroes and use them in your own community.
I think it's important for people to see what every generation of veteran was willing to sacrifice for this country. You know, what it meant to them. It's one thing to serve, it's another to literally put yourself out there, to sacrifice your life, to serve the greater good, and understand what the vast undertaking and enterprise this country is.
I think it's important to remember that the reason we all get to do things like enjoy sporting events or enjoy concerts or big public gatherings or anything we do in life here in America is because of the men and women in uniform who are willing to go defend us here at home and abroad, and who give us the privilege to be able to have fun days like today.
I'm always proud of the organizations I served in, and I just want to represent them as well as I can.
Matthew, good to see you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is unreal. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is her first hockey game, and she's really digging it, which is exciting for me because I'm like, yeah, okay, we can do this together. It's been great. The Panthers have great fans, patriotic fans, and it's a high energy game, so that's it's been a good time to be here.
Time for our last break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, the Winter Classic is coming to South Florida. Don't go anywhere. Primetime Panthers on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers.
There's no bigger regular season game. It's a marquee event for the National Hockey League.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Johnny scores! Mark Hope! Say it, Reinhardt! Kachuk scores!
My whole team is on the field. I want greatness, sign me up. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Put your hands in the sky for what? What?
The cat is out of the bag. The NHL announced earlier this month that your Florida Panthers will play host to the New York Rangers at Lone Depot Park on January 2nd, 2026. Now, of course, the temperature at puck drop will be a factor. But did you know the warmest puck drop temperature for an NHL outdoor game came back in 1991 when the NHL hosted an exhibition game in Las Vegas where temps fluctuated between 80 and 95 degrees. The state of Florida will become the southernmost host of an NHL outdoor game, and the Panthers will become the 31st franchise to play in an outdoor game. I don't know about you, but we're already counting down the days.
That does it for this week's episode of Primetime Panthers. We'll see you next week as we highlight Teddy Richards, the Panthers head equipment manager, as he gets ready to represent Team USA at the Four Nations Face-Off Tournament. We'll see you next week right here on Script Sports.
Primetime Panthers has been presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.